Necessary repairs task, stage 2 in Unterfeld, Austria. Hello everybody and welcome to another special episode of SnowRunner here at Unterfeld Gaming. I am the Unterfeld. Today we were doing some light scouting in Unterfeld when we got a call from dispatch to ask us if we could come over here and check this out. We're trying to finish the necessary repairs task, which is part of the Ackerland Dorf Administration contract, where they need us to pick up 4 pallets of vehicle spare parts and a trailer that's overturned up ahead here. Now we're driving our Mack Defense M917 and we are just slogging through a little bit of a muddy area and we can see the trailer up ahead. Now it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. We got to pull the trailer up out of the ditch there, and there's 4 pallets of vehicle spare parts that we gotta try and get back up on the trailer and then deliver to the farm. Well, we're gonna give it our best effort as we come up over on the side here. And I'm going over a little bit wide because what I would like to do is go a little wide and come up behind it and then pull the trailer back across the road so that the front end is a little bit straighter in front of the road, because we're eventually going to have to hook up to it and go straight forward. Now, I'm using the Mack Defense because he is one of the most powerful trucks I've got that has a low saddle and a crane available. I've got other trucks, but I thought I'd try this one out today. Now we're just going to pull it straight back and hopefully it'll kind of turn for me, but I think that might be a little more wishful thinking than anything. Those stabilizer bars are not going to allow it to turn on the front end. So we're just going to pull it back, just like this. Well, I tell you, it's sure tough moving around in here when you're in the deep mud and water at the same time. Now I figure what I'd do is pull it back as far as I could, and then come up beside it and just kind of nudge it with the front of the truck. Just kind of nudge it over, right? And maybe straighten it out a little bit on the road. Now, of course, I didn't think this through. I figured it would just kind of slide over, but no such luck, you know. Things just go from bad to worse. We almost tipped the truck. We figure, well, we'll just push it over just a little bit, and okay, that is not what I was trying to do. So I figured, okay, once we got it there, let's just put the truck in the position that we want it to be. Now we have to be able to try and reach the back end of the trailer when we put the pallets on. Now first we'll hook up the crane to the edge here. Oh, I got the wrong side. No. It accidentally grabbed the wrong side. I'll try that again. There we go. And when you want to pull the trailer over, just lower your crane a little bit. And there we go. Just like that. And now the best thing to do if you want to get that front end over is just pick it up with the crane and move it over. That's what I should have done in hindsight at the beginning. Anyhow, live and learn. Another little secret little trick we learned, that we can just pick up the front of the trailer with the crane and put it where we want it. Just like that. Now we have to be able to reach as far back on the trailer as we can. The reason for this is that we've got 4 pallets of vehicle spare parts to pick up. We can't pack any of the cargo. And we better put those stabilizer bars out because they're sitting at a little bit of an angle. Now we can't pack any of the cargo until we're hooked up to the trailer. And we don't want to hook up with each pallet. So we're gonna put 3 of them on first because I can reach them. And then when you put them on the trailer, start as far back as possible. Now we got a little bit of leeway because, like I said, we're putting only 4 pieces of cargo on a 5-slot trailer, so we're going to have lots of room, provided we can reach far enough. And that should be okay. And we go for the next one. And there again, when you lift the crane up a little bit, when you bring the crane over and you're that extended that far, it won't lift because the weight's too much. So you got to drag it towards the truck a little bit before you can lift it up. But it beats having to move the truck back and forth to try and grab it and then bring it back over to the to the trailer. This was easier. Now we just put this one right next to the next one. Just like that. And now we go get the third one. Now that last one is quite a ways away, and I think I could maybe just barely reach it. But first we'll get this third one on there, and I think we will hook up to the trailer first before we grab that last one. Bring it into the truck and lift her up. There we go. And as you can see now, there's still enough room to put a pallet in front, and the game itself will pack it straight in a straight row. Now we're just going to hook up to it first because we don't, we don't want to have to hook up to it later and then maybe one of them fall off if we bump it. So we'll just go real careful. Try to put that saddle right where it's supposed to be so it doesn't jerk the trailer when it attaches. Right about there, looks good. Okay, now we pack the cargo. And now we get the last bundle. Like I said before in some of my other videos, if you're not too good at using your crane, well, this will give you some practice. And you'll get better at it. The crane and the winch are two tools on your vehicle if you are equipped with a crane, that is. That take a little bit of learning, but once you get them, boy, I tell you, some of your most helpful tools in delivering cargo and getting through bad areas. Now when you put it on the back, you've got to unpack it, pack it back up, and then everything goes where it's supposed to go, and we can move on. Now let's get moving and see if we can make it to the farm. Now the Mack is not the best truck going through deep mud. I can't remember what he was like in the deep snow, but I can't imagine him being much different. So when I drive through stuff like this, you got to always make sure that there's a tree close by, like right there. Always helps. There's one laying in the swampy area on the left-hand side there, so you can see there's another place to winch on if you need it. And of course, you could always hook the winch onto the back of the truck and then pull yourself forward from there too. You don't have to always hook it to the front of the truck. It just depends on where your winch points are available, I suppose. Now, he seems to be doing pretty good through this here area. And we're almost out of it. We still got a little ways to go. Just no, shifting it up didn't work. I think I'm in a little bit of a mud hole there. When you get stuck in a little hole like that, rather than attempting to push through it, sometimes it's best just to back up even a little bit, change direction, and it breaks the truck free. I found that works quite often. So give that a shot. Give that a shot before you get too rattled. Here again, just a, you know, you're not going to get anywhere, so a little pull on the winch there, it gets going again. Once you get out of there, then you got it made. Now it's just four-wheeling. There again, I think I'll leave it in the high range of the low gear. But it really gives it a lot of extra torque. It feels like it's got a lot more low-end power when you're driving and you're pulling something heavy. And just up ahead there, I see our slider Chimera sitting on the side of the road. Must have used them in an earlier job. Seem to be doing okay. Our drop-off location marker is on the map, so we're close by. Now over here we're going to go over the top, and then on the other side it makes a turn to the left, but there's two ways to go. Right up here, there's two ways to go. You can go through the water, or you can go around the outside over the mud. I chose the mud. It's only a little muddy over here. I thought it looked a little bit better than the watery area, but I could be wrong. So the other side could be just as good of a path as this one. Either way, we're going to get through it. Now the farm's just up ahead as the day is drawing to a close here. We're going to get this delivered before the day is over yet. Now we got to swing back to the right over here. As you can see, there's a little sign that says, you can't quite read it, but I think it says farm on it. A little hard to see. And then over here, that's the farm right there in front of you. Now, you're supposed to go to the right and then make a loop back. But I figured, why don't we try this? It's got to be an easier way. And this didn't seem to be that difficult, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And you know something? It's okay. I cut off a great big loop corner on the right-hand side there and made the delivery a little bit shorter. Anyhow, really enjoyed this here video, and I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you got a few tips and tricks out of it. Hope to see you back at Unterfeld Gaming again real soon. Until then, you've been driving in a Mack Defense, which I might add did pretty well today, in the necessary repairs task where we were delivering 4 vehicle spare parts to the farm as the second stage of the job. Well done. With me, the Unterfeld.